Hi there, in this video I want to share a tip with you around what to do if somebody who's a prospect basically says to you, let me think about it, or I'm not sure, and you're in that kind of sales process where you feel like the person is a great fit for your product or service, but they're not sure whether they want to go ahead with you, and you know what you have will be amazing for them, or you know you'll be the best provider, or you know they'll go, if they go somewhere else they're going to spend more money and get less value than working with you. Even if that's the case, even if they've said no, or they've said I need to go away and kind of think about it. Now this is an awkward situation at the end of a sales conversation when they say, yep, great, sounds good, let me think about it, bye. And then you don't want to feel like a stalker because you're calling them back 2 days later just checking in, how are you going? They might say, yep, I'm fine, and then what are you going to do? Call back another 2 days later, another 2 days, and you feel kind of like a salesperson hounding them. So instead, what I suggest is if somebody says I'm going to think about it, or if they even say no, but they'd be a great fit for what you offer, what I suggest at that point is you have a few resources that you can send to people in this situation. So whether it's you or your sales team, if somebody says, I'm not sure, you have a list of some resources, maybe 3 resources. One of them would be relevant to just about anyone who's a great fit for you as a customer. So you say, no problem. Look, I have this resource sheet, which will help you plan the perfect wedding, or the top things you need to look for before you book a wedding photographer, or the top 10 things a small business owner should ask an accountant before proceeding with them. The checklist. I could send it through to you to make sure you end up with the right provider, whether it's us or anybody else. So by doing this, you could make it a nice, valuable thing. It helps them, basically. So you can say, look, I could send that through to you. Would you like me to send that through to you? It'll help you kind of choose the right provider, whether you buy from us or anybody else. They say yes. That way you can email it through. What's your email? You've got extra contact details. You can email it through. And it also gives you a nice reason to follow up. You can say, email back 2 days later or 3 days later, give them a call and say, hey, just want to check you got the resource, and if there's anything else we can help you with. So you kind of got a bit more of a reason to follow up. So really, really handy to have those kind of resources. It might even be just one resource that you create, like a checklist or something, information sheet, or it's something that might even help them with their problem. If you're like a consultant that helps people with, let's say team management or something, like you could have a resource that says, oh, I've got this great resource on planning your team's planning or whatever, blah, 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 team performance, resource sheet. I'll send that through to you. You'll get a ton of value out of that anyway. So what you're looking to do by doing this is, if they've called you and 2 of your competitors, you're the one that's being the most generous in that kind of decision-making period. So you're sending some resources to maintain the relationship, keep yourself front and center of mind, and just be the most generous, so they'll be more likely to proceed with you, basically, rather than just saying, here's the price, see you later. They call some other provider who's cheaper, but maybe not necessarily be as good, and they go ahead with them because basically all they had to, go off from you was the price. So you've got to look to provide these extra value. If they say, yeah, let me think about it, we can talk next week, always try and narrow down to a specific time. So you'd say, that's no problem. How about we talk on Thursday? Sounds great. How about 2 o'clock? And you kind of pencil it in so it's scheduled. You could even send a calendar invite so it's a bit more scheduled, and you cut out all the back and forth of kind of missing each other. And then on the other hand, if you could offer people a trial, a sample, a taste test or something, whatever you could do to progress that conversation. We always look to kind of advance the conversation. There's some really good ways that you can do that. So some cool things that you can implement with your sales team. It's a good idea if you have sales team to come up with the resources with them so they feel, these are good things that they could send. It's almost like they take a bit more ownership of it. So I trust you've got value out of this one. And if you do have any questions for Basic Bananas, get in touch. If you'd like sales training with your team, or if you're a small business owner yourself and you'd like to join one of our programs, just check them out on basicbananas.com. That's what we do. We're here to support business people to generate better results. So get in touch, and hopefully we'll get to speak to you soon. Bye for now.